Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk about a brand new handgun that's just hitting the US market. If you follow Polnar Tactical on YouTube or Full 30, you'll know that they recently toured a gun manufacturing facility in Slovenia, and they were talking about a brand new handgun called the Arex RexZero1. This is the handgun that's just now starting to show up in the US. It's being sold by KVAR, it's being distributed by MSR Group, and it's being imported by FIME. It comes in this box. Inside the box, you'll find the RexZero1 pistol and two 17-round magazines. Now, this is not a full review video. Let's go ahead and take one of the magazines out here too. And quickly point out that it also has a lock that's tucked away underneath this foam piece along with the owner's manual. All right, two magazines, 17 rounds. This is the pistol, the RexZero1. So this handgun probably looks somewhat familiar to you if you've been into handgunning for some time. It probably looks strikingly similar to the good old trusted Sig P226. Without a doubt, it borrows very heavily from the Sig design, but it also brings some functionality to market that the Sig doesn't have, and in my opinion, at least in one case, it's a definite improvement over the Sig's controls. So let's talk about the fire controls on the gun. It does have an aluminum receiver, and then it has a steel upper slide, all right? And it does have a single piece hammer forged barrel, which is a nice touch. A lot of folks are liking hammer forged barrels these days. I kind of like them myself. It seems to increase service life, especially in rifles. Handguns, I'm not sure that it really increases the service life. They claim that the service life on this pistol is in excess of 30,000 rounds. Of course, I can't speak to that because this isn't a full review video. I've not even fired the gun yet. I'm just taking it out of the box. This is a first shots video. We're going to take to the range here shortly. All right, so let's talk about some of the fire control features. The fire controls are right here. All right, and that looks very much like the Sig P226. All right, you can see that they're very similar, located pretty much the same spot. Even the takedown levers are in the same spot. However, when the gun is locked open, and I'm going to push up on the slide stop, which doesn't look like a slide stop. It's kind of hard to do with my left hand here. Gun is not extremely left-hand friendly. I'll talk more about that here in a second. But this lever, the Sig, it's strictly a hammer drop safety. On the RexZero1, when you push on this when the gun locks open on the last shot fired, you push on this when you insert a fresh magazine, and it drops the slide home. So that's the extra functionality I was talking about that I really like on the handgun. On the Sig, this would be your slide stop. Now on this pistol, it's a manual safety. If you guys follow the channel, you'll know that I'm not necessarily a big fan of manual safeties. I kind of go back and forth depending on the gun. Now this is a double action, single action auto, and having a manual safety on it is a bit redundant in my opinion, but some folks out there really like having manual safeties, and for those folks, this handgun's probably going to appeal to them. You'll also notice that the safety, you can hear it, is very positive and has a nice long throw to it, so you're not going to accidentally disengage or engage the safety. It seems to be very positive, almost 1911-ish in feel. All right, so not only does this front lever act as a slide release or slide stop, it's also your decocker, just like on the Sig, right? So the Sig, this would be your slide stop, and this would be your decocker. On the RexZero1, this is a manual safety, and this is your slide stop and your decocker. So that's kind of cool. Now, the gun, when the safety is on, you can still operate the slide, okay? And even with the safety on, you can decock the pistol. And with the safety on, it does kill the trigger. It completely deactivates it. So either in single action or double action mode, the trigger is deactivated with that safety on, okay? On the other side of the pistol, it is an ambidextrous safety. So you'll see that that's here. Now, the slide stop and hammer drop is not located over here, which gets me back to my point about the handgun not necessarily being all that left-handed friendly. So if I'm a left-handed shooter, I'm holding with my left hand. If I want to drop the slide or hit the decocker, I have to bring my index finger back in an unnatural position to hit it. One change I'd like to see personally is putting that slide stop and decocker over on the right-hand side of the gun. But it also has an ambi mag release, all right? So over here on the right-hand side of the pistol, I can drop the magazine, or on the right-hand side of the pistol, I can drop the magazine as well. The grip's just a polymer grip. 2 screws hold it in place. Looks like it just slides right on, pretty much like a Sig, or it just sets on the side here. It doesn't slide over. They're just grip panels, so I would imagine in the future you could replace them with some other grip panel. Whether or not they're compatible with Sig grips, I'm not sure. I mean, the contour and everything looks very similar. The Sig grip does kind of wrap around, where this is more like a Beretta. So I don't think the Sig grips are going to work with this particular handgun. The sights on the gun are a traditional 3-dot arrangement. They are metal sights, and they are dovetailed in. Unfortunately, this dovetail isn't compatible with anything else on the market, okay? So Sig sights aren't going to work. Nobody else's sights are going to work. But the guys over at KVAR tell me that they are working on some night sights and suppressor height sights for the gun. So eventually, those will come to market, and you can swap your sights out. In the meantime, you're stuck with the painted white dots. Has forward slide serrations. Some folks are going to like that. Gives you the ability to grab the gun up front, do press checks, to run the slide if you want to. If that's your thing. It also features a full-length dust cover down here. So if we take a look at the SIGs stop short, kind of like a 1911, but it still has 1913 rail. This comes all the way out to the end. To answer the question, does this gun work with Sig holsters? The answer to that question is no. Even trying it with the Sig 320, which has the dust cover that runs the full length, very similar profile to the P226. It's close, but it's not a match. So a Kydex holster for a 320 isn't going to work with the RexZero1 either. But the good news is the guys over at KVAR do sell holsters for the gun. So if you want to buy the gun as a carry gun, you can pick one of the holsters up to go with it. It has the RexZero1 on the side. I don't know if I go for that or not, but there you go. So if you do want to carry the gun, you do have carry options until some of the other holster manufacturers pick up the slack and start producing holsters. They also, this is an outside the waistband. They have inside and outside the waistband holsters and right and left hand holsters as well. So let's take a look inside of the gun and see what she looks like. Field stripping the gun is just like a Sig Sauer P226, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and drop the magazine out. I'm going to lock the slide to the rear. I'm pushing up on what would normally be on a Sig, would be the hammer drop safety. I'm actually pushing up on that to lock it to the rear. And then your takedown lever is just right there, just like on a Sig. Pull that down, hit the slide release, and it comes apart. Looking inside, that is so similar to a P226, it's uncanny. All right, very, very similar. Taking the recoil spring out, just like that. It's a non-captive spring on a full-length guide rod. Guide rod is metal. Yep, it is metal. And then there's your barrel. Again, a one-piece hammer-forged barrel. All right, putting it back together, super simple. So you have full-length rails. The only place you don't have a rail is right here around the magazine. When you put it back together, all you have to do is pull the slide to the rear. As you pull it to the rear, watch the disassembly lever. Okay, it goes ahead and pops that lever back up for you once you pull it all the way to the rear and release it. Decock the pistol. The handgun has an MSRP of $599, so it's a couple $100 less than the Sig Sauer P226, which is very similar to. However, it's very similar in price to the 320 or the 250. All right, so the MSRP is $599. The actual retail, once it hits the gun shops, maybe a little bit less. Maybe you can pick it up for $550. But how does the quality stand up to, say, the Sig? Well, the construction methods look very similar, and having watched the Polnar Tactical video, the manufacturing really looks spot on. I mean, sitting here looking at it next to the Sig Sauer P226, I'm going to say that just, outwardly, the quality certainly seems there. Sig makes an outstanding handgun. I really do like the P226 a lot, and this handgun really seems to replicate that feel and look. The overall quality of the machining looks spot on, in my opinion. How it's going to hold up over time, only time will tell. Again, I haven't fired a single round through the gun just yet. One other feature I want to point out is right here on the top of the slide, there is a loaded chamber indicator. All right, so when there's a round in the chamber, it's just like the Springfield XD. this little tab will stick up so you can run your finger across the top of the gun and tell if it's loaded, or you can simply have a visual cue as well. You can see it sticking up if you look at the top of the slide. All right, so that's the basic rundown on the handgun. Let's take this thing out to the range and put some of those first rounds through the pipe and see how it shoots. Okay, we're on the range. Let's go ahead and make the RexZero1 pistol ready. I have 17 rounds of Blazer brass ammunition. It's a 115 grain ball. Go ahead and insert the magazine into the pistol, charge it, go ahead and decock it, and try the double action pull out on the gun. Downrange, I have my rubber dummies target down there. We still haven't shot the center out of that target, and Lord knows we've tried. So we're gonna work on that rubber dummy some more this afternoon. All right, let's see how this double action feels. Nice. Very nice. So the recoil is extremely smooth. It's not a heavy handgun. We'll stick it on the scale here and see what it weighs. But recoil is very, very mild. Go ahead and stick another 17 rounds of the Blazer in there. We'll go ahead and make that first shot double action again. The reset on the trigger is really, really nice, very positive. Now I have non-magnified ears, or amplified ears. They're not electronic, so I can't really hear the reset right now. I'll have to check that when I take my ears off, but feeling the trigger reset, I can feel it. It's really nice and fairly short. Very flat shooting gun. All right, let's try it with a little bit warmer stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put some ZQI 123 grain NATO spec ball in it, which is probably the hottest stuff I regularly shoot. We'll see how the recoil impulse feels then. Okay, this is the 123 grain ZQI stuff. Again, some of the hottest stuff I shoot. Go ahead and do that first shot double action, and let's see how it shoots. You can definitely feel the recoil more with that ZQI. It's definitely warmer stuff than the Blazer. I mean, look at that group, guys. I mean, rapid firing. The thing is still very, very controllable. Trigger is awesome. I really can't say anything negative about the way the gun shoots. It shoots really, really well. Shoots a lot like a Sig P226. Another 17 rounds of the ZQI stuff. Shoot him in the head. Yep, extremely, extremely shootable pistol. The grip, the contour is good. You can see the vertical line serrations on the back. That's aluminum. Over here you can see the very mild texturing on the sides. So it's not overly aggressive. It's going to feel fine against your skin. If you have it against bare skin, it's not sandpaperish feeling whatsoever. Maybe a little bit more texture would be to my liking, but the gun feels very, very good in the hand, points naturally. I know a lot of guys get concerned about how high the bore is over the hand. I don't think it's excessive. I've always found the Sig P226 to be a very controllable handgun, and the RexZero1, same thing, extremely controllable. The double action is, it's heavy. But the break at the end is very surprising, okay? But very heavy. But smooth, consistent throughout. The single action is, and there's a little bit of take up in the trigger, stops and brakes. Over travel, but the brake is very, very clean. we'll have to measure the trigger pull on it. The reset is nice and short, so let's see if you guys can see this here. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it. Hold the trigger back. I'll show you right where it resets, right here, right there. So there's the full trigger out, so the reset is right about there. So overall, very nice trigger pull right out of the box. It's not match quality, but certainly duty pistol, fighting pistol quality. Front slide serrations, easy to get a hold of if you like using those. Yeah, let's put some more ammo through it. All right, guys, we're going to use the Lyman digital trigger pull scale and see if we can get a reading here on the trigger. All right, 4 pounds, 9 ounces. £5 pounds, 5 ounces. I'll do it one more time here. 4 pounds, 8 ounces. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's just under 5 pounds, which is pretty darn good. All right, guys, now we have not cleaned this handgun at all. Just took it straight out of the box and started shooting it. This is some Brown Bear 115 grain steel cased Russian ammunition. If this thing will work with this, it'll work with pretty much anything. And it works. Got another magazine full of it here. If I can get this magazine into my pocket. All right, another 17 rounds with the Brown Bear. And perfect function. All right, good stuff. Another budget line of ammunition that's quite popular is the Blazer aluminum case stuff. This is a 115 grain ball. See how it does with that. You'll notice the slide's locking open every single time. Now, some handguns, because of my long, goofy fingers, I will get the occasional failure to lock open because my thumb wants to ride on the slide stop. This handgun's just like a Sig. It stays well out of the way of my thumb, so I'm not getting false locks, and I'm not getting the slide failing to lock. So I really like how the handgun shoots quite a bit. Thing's just putting them into a group about that big down there. It's hasn't failed once. We're getting close to a couple hundred rounds to the gun. Let's try some more stuff. All right, let's give some hollow points a try. This is just some Remington 115 grain jacketed hollow points, 2 17 round magazines. Whoa, that's some hot stuff. Big muzzle flash. Holy cow, not much recoil, but the muzzle flash on that ammunition is incredible. Again, it's down there grouping nice and tight. Another 17 rounds. Yeah, perfect function. Another thing I'd like to point out is the magazines. Factory magazines are only 25 bucks. So as long as they're in steady supply, that's a good price for spare mags. I've tried and tried and tried to kill this rubber dummy, but I haven't really tried to like execute the rubber dummy. That sucker's tough. I really expected to blow a big chunk off his face. All right, rubber dummy's holding up. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed taking a first look at the Arex RexZero1 9mm pistol. The handgun, again, comes to market at an MSRP of $599. Overall, so far, I'm really impressed with the quality of the handgun. I didn't know what to think of it when I first saw it, but the more that I'm shooting it, the more I'm really starting to like the handgun. I don't think it's an exceptional value, but I do think it's a good value, especially when you compare it to other handguns that are on the market. If you're a Sig fan, you like the way the Sigs feel, the way they shoot, you're definitely going to like the way this handgun handles. I really like how the fire controls work on this handgun as well. The handgun is now shipping to dealers. We just got this one into CopperCustom, although we are not selling the handguns at CopperCustom. But you should be able to find them on the dealer shelves. Again, they're starting to ship out. KVAR does have them for sale right now on their website, as well as the holsters and the spare magazines. If you guys like the shirt that I'm wearing, this is from Indo Apparel. I'll put a link in the description below. Fun shirts. They have some really cool gun shirts. I've been picking a few of them up, and you'll see them more and more here on the channel. I always love a good, funny gun shirt, and I love H&K stuff. So if you guys would like to support the channel, you can always do that by shopping at CopperCustom. I'll put a link in the description below. Also, if you want to swing by and pick up one of these patches for $3.99, it really does help us out here on the channel. Also, if you haven't checked out full30.com, please do. Swing by, check it out. I'll put a link down below. We've taken all the web's best firearms content creators, brought them under one roof, and that is full30.com. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you guys soon. I think I like it.